What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Devstream. Are you ready? Are you ready for the Ancients Prelude? Because I think I am, but I'm not sure. So, to start off the stream, obviously I'm a Landrian. I'm your host with the most. That's not a ghost. And I'm joined by one of our new designers we have on the team. Been here for a couple months.
A few months now.
A couple, just like one.
Yeah, the hazing has finally stopped.
Well, has it though?
Well,
Has it though?
It's getting better.
He's been here for more than 1 month.
Mark, I'm a designer here.
I was just joking. But Mark actually was kind of the lead designer on this new mastery mode that we'd like to tell you guys a little bit about. And then obviously we're going to talk about kind of like some other things that are coming up for the future of DD2 and why do we do mastery mode now. But I'd kind of like to just jump into what mastery mode is and like what you do in it and why it's cool. So we're going to probably have Eric open up the war table real quick and show us just kind of the war table view of the mastery mode. So do you want to tell us a little bit about this and like what shows up on the war table and kind of what some of those things are?
Sure, yeah. So you hop up into the hub, right? You run over to the war table. You click on over past Chaos Trials, and what comes up is bang, mastery mode. And what this is going to let you do is something that I know the community has been asking for a while. It's going to let you play any map on any chaos difficulty. So you jump in.
No one's been asking for that.
No, but of course not. Just a fringe element. So you jump in. You've got any map, any chaos difficulty. If you want to jump into Temple of Necrotic Chaos 1, you could do that. And while you're scrolling through all these maps, you can notice that there are stars to the left of the icon that you're looking at. And what those stars represent are specific challenges attached to each map, and each one of these is going to be unique on a per map, per difficulty basis of different criteria that you have to fulfill by map's end to get those stars. And if you fulfill it without failure, you get a star. If you don't, you can try again. Hopefully make a friend who won't tell you get good and will help you out.
I mean, I'll tell you get good, but that's beside the point. And just to reiterate, I just want to like emphasize that each one of these like extra challenges that associate to the stars are different on every map and every difficulty level.
Yeah, I don't think actually there's so many different combinations. I don't think that there is a duplicate. So each map that you're going to be playing is going to feel very different. It's going to make you think different. It's going to really kind of task you to come up with some creative problem solving.
I know one of the concerns of the community, because like obviously we never read forums,
right?
But I know one of the concerns of the community is going to kind of like be a one-time play incursion thing. Can't say it's going to be the same shallowness of incursions, because not only are they different challenges on every map, you're rethinking the builds you're going to use to like beat the things, but then also they're unlocking over time with a little event. We'll talk a little bit about coming up soon. So it's just going to be like, it is significantly girthier than Incursions.
Way girthier. We got hours of content here. And like Alandrian said, we're going to be sort of releasing stuff on a schedule, so there's going to be incentive to keep coming back and check out the new content that's being released on a pretty frequent basis.
So, and I know the community's been asking about kind of endless mode or endgame mode, and I know I've been hinting at it a lot kind of over the past Devstreams and Friday streams in general. So why release mastery mode now? Is this the kind of ideal endgame that we were talking about, or is there something else and mastery mode is just dope stuff in between?
Oh, they don't know. Ooh. Oh, you guys are in for a surprise. This is not...
You tell me. I don't know anything about it.
I can tell you guys so many things. This is not going to be the endgame mode for Dungeon Defenders 2. However, there's some pretty neat perks, including the hyper shards, which I think were mentioned on the blog, that might help you out with a mode that will task you to go for very long periods of time.
I noticed you maybe get like ascension levels during this mode. Maybe those will like be useful. Is there something that's coming where like you would use those, or?
Oh yeah, maybe. I don't. Yeah.
It's interesting. It's just interesting that we're like giving you certain things and implying that other things are coming. I wonder why we're doing that.
I'm sure the two are totally unrelated.
Kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you shouldn't play though, right? Like, there's no reason to play. There's nothing you're preparing for that would be coming soon.
Nothing that would give you a leg up on progression, let you brag about being the best of the best.
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy talk. So let's talk a little bit more about mastery mode. Obviously, I can kind of like hint at the secrets coming. But so will I even like just kind of going off of some community concerns we'd like to talk about the mode. First question, obviously these aren't exact quotes. I just made some kind of general questions about the mode taken from the community concerns.
Don't hurt me.
Will I even get upgrades or loot?
Yes, you will get loot from this mode. Now, the loot that you will get from this mode will sort of come in the form of a victory chest. The loot is not going to drop based off of mini bosses or those kinds of events, so you're going to have to prove your mastery to get some loot. This is not going to be the optimal way for gear progression in our game. So, you know, if you want to kind of hop into a map, practice, and do that, we're going to throw you a bone. You will get loot, you will get gear, but this is not going to be the optimal way of getting that. This is more for proving your mastery and showing that the loot that you have right now is something you know how to use as a tool to complete stuff that is probably going to make you think differently, and in some cases very differently from Chaos Trials. And
we know kind of the current loot progression in Trials isn't probably the best. So is there anything we're doing kind of to focus on that? You know, are there any changes coming out of this patch?
We haven't really messed with loot progression too much in this patch, but this is something that I actually am going to be personally working on coming out, and hopefully we'll get some improvements out to you guys that will really make the loot progression and just progression in Chaos in general feel much better and a lot more intuitive, because right now I know it's not maybe what it could be, and there's a lot of room for improvement. So we are definitely, that is one of my top priorities in the coming future, and I'll be working really hard to make sure that it feels right to you guys.
Then Eric, can you show us kind of the restrictions you're building under, I guess, right now, or like where we surface kind of some of the challenges? So if you guys want to take a look on the stream right now, we're showing up kind of the mastery status box, which are the requirements to get the stars on each map. And again, these will be different for literally every map, every difficulty. So there's definitely a lot of things to do. I remember the first challenge mode I loaded up, it was like no traps, no towers, no walls, and I was like, what do I even build? Just auras? What am I doing? And so I did, and like just got decimated.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I should probably rethink how I'm doing this. Maybe actually be good. So it'll definitely be rethinking kind of how you're playing, how you're building, and honestly, it changes up the defense a ton. It's gonna. I'm really excited for people to kind of check it out and see the new kinds of things you have to be doing.
I'm really excited to see what people are going to come up with to solve some of these. Like, one of the things is I mean, like I said, like one of the focuses here is to really kind of task you guys to come up with creative problem solving using like all of the knowledge that you've amassed playing the hundreds of hours you've played with DD2. So the solutions that the community comes up with is going to be maybe a little frightening, but also pretty awesome for design to look at as well. By the way, if you guys want to do a drinking game, take a shot every single time Melandrian says challenge mode, and I'm probably going to be guilty of it too. You just did it when you're describing it.
No.
That's what we've been calling it internally for the past few weeks.
In mastery mode.
The official title's mastery mode.
I know, I'm like, who picked that name? That's like the weird part. It wasn't me, right? Awkward. So why is the gear downgraded? And like, is it permanently downgraded? How does that work? And why was that decision made?
To prove your mastery. So we didn't want a bunch of content that endgame players could just come in and steamroll through, right? We wanted to really give you guys something to chew on. So if you really want to prove skill should be kind of independent of the gear that you have equipped. And what this does is it takes you and takes more or less everyone to a close to level playing field and really puts strategic planning and your problem solving ability front and center, as opposed to using like super powerful gear as a crutch to get through these.
So what about like Ascension and Shards?
So Ascension, interestingly enough, and it's funny because I read the forums, I read what you guys are saying. Ascension is going to be capped going into this challenge. Ascension is going to be capped on a per difficulty basis, and the way that works is, the design team is sort of design caps on a, like I said, a per difficulty basis. And if I say, for example, this difficulty has an Ascension cap of 5, what that allows you to do is every single gambit where you can put an Ascension point in is limited to 5. Beyond 5, once you cross that threshold, you're not going to see any of the benefits from it. So there is still a benefit in higher difficulties of having that higher Ascension level, and that might help you through like some of the more hairier situations. But for the most part, Ascension is really going to be limited here to, like I said, put skill front and center in completing these challenges. Oh, and to answer an earlier question, the gear caps, which, you know, we're looking at your stats, and if your stats are up at a certain point, we're bringing them down, which is Eric is showing on the stream right now. That's just temporary. Once you load out of a mastery mode map, your gear goes back to normal.
And one thing you guys also can't see is, well, I mean, you can see part of it. It's kind of blocked by the webcam a little bit, but there is a little thing in the bottom right that says gears, stats, and ascension levels are capped. So there is an indication that, oh, I loaded into a map where my gears stats are capped. So that is on the HUD, just to kind of like help you realize you're in mastery mode. Maybe if you misclick or something, I don't know.
Let you know what's going on.
Yeah, who would do that? So what are some of kind of like the fun rewards and stuff you get from mastery mode, and what was kind of like the thought process behind coming up with the reward structure for it?
Well, I think there are like two really big fun rewards that we're giving away. One is what we're calling universal accessories, and the second is hyper shards. Now,
you mean we're calling Flair?
Or Flair. Right, I know you're dropping hints about that last week. Some of the more perceptive members of the community out here picked up.
I mean, if people pay attention to Twitch chat, we'll get all the hot names.
I agree. Everybody in the community should just pay attention to Elandria.
Yep. Just gotta pay attention to me.
Universal accessories are a way, like kind of what I was saying earlier. What mastery mode is really intended to do is to task you to demonstrate your skill, right? Universal accessories are a way to show that.
I'm circling Flair.
Yeah, he's circling Flair. I'm sorry. Flair, that's the second drinking game. Flair is a way to show the DD2 community at large, look how awesome I am, I beat this, where's your Flair? You haven't beaten this yet. I've demonstrated my skill up to a certain point, and you can unlock different pieces of Flair as you progress through. Some of them are actually really cool. Have we revealed it all?
No, we'll talk about it in a little bit. We're still on mastery mode.
We can have some bling. The second thing is hyper shards, and what these guys are shards you can only get one time, and they can really help beef up both your character and your defenses. I don't want to give away too much because you can, with the way that we're going to schedule this out, you can. Do they know about the schedule? Do they know anything?
Yeah,
there's so many things.
I know there's so many things.
Oh, there's so many things coming.
We were kind of referring to them internally as like super shards. But what was the kind of thought process behind the shards that you picked as the hyper shards? Like, why did we do the certain ones that we are going to end up doing? We're not revealing what all of them are yet, but I mean, we'll talk about it a little bit, probably be able to deduce what's going on, or end up seeing maybe some of them that Eric has or something.
Right.
But, oh no, you don't have any on? Good. Oh. You'll just have to wait and see. I mean, I'll tell you, like, obviously, defense power is one of them, and it's kind of the hyper. I forget what the name of it is.
Mass destruction.
Mass destruction shard. And so, why did you pick kind of like those types of shards? What was kind of the thinking behind that?
Well, one, we wanted to try and pick shards that had the widest utility across heroes. We didn't want to do just certain hero-specific shards because some people might not have a hero, or some people might not like playing with the hero. Mm-hmm. So we tried to do things that had a wide applicability.
A little more general use.
Another sort of thing behind our thought process too is we wanted to give players a bit of flexibility. Some of these really beefy shards might allow you to use some of the defenses where you're like, I want to use this thing, but it's not quite giving me the numbers that I want. If you equip some of these hyper shards onto them, now it might get you up to the performance that you want. And for the min-maxers, it's really going to give you some interesting things to figure out in terms of that extra damage or that extra health that you can squeeze out by using some of these shards in combination with other shards. And these shards may or may not stack with current shards that are in the game. They may or may not.
Just say they stack.
They stack.
I mean, they stack.
They stack.
That's fine. We can reveal that. So, are you worried at all about, like, I guess the when someone completes, all the mastery, what do they then do? When they get all the hyper shards and get all the stars, then what? Have we kind of like considered that and what we're building for the game, or kind of what mastery mode is?
Oh, well, I mean, I think people are thinking kind of far ahead if they're using the term when. For some of these things, it's going to be I'm telling you, some of these are going to be soul crushing in difficulty, especially the higher chaos levels. Prepare yourself. But in terms of replayability, there's a few ways that you could actually approach earning these stars that are eventually going to get you these Hyper Shard and Flair awards. You could, try to blaze through all the maps as quickly as possible, rack up as many stars as you can, and then go back and replay the maps to, get perfectionist on them, get all 5 stars, and do that. But once you completely fill your all like the entire star bar, which I think is going to be a Herculean task, maybe there'll be a way in the future so that stars reset and cool things happen when that happens.
Maybe there's some kind of cool reward that you get when you get all of the stars for all the levels. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, maybe there's something really
maybe some
cool
really
for you at
sweet,
the end.
unique look for people that 100% the current content. I don't know,
Maybe you'll have a really awesome way to brag about doing that.
I don't know. Seems weird. That'd be cool if we did that, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Might be in there. You'll just have to see. So I want to talk a little bit, kind of like move ahead into I guess it's the next section of the Devstream, but it's not really a huge section. It's just kind of what we're doing with Mastery. Do you want to kind of tell us a little bit how Mastery's kind of going to like roll out and kind of what we're doing there, I guess, for the unlocking?
So the way this is going to work is, like I said, you can play any map on any chaos difficulty basis, and you can scroll through chaoses the same way you can in trials. The way we're going to schedule this out is we're going to release 1 chaos level per week for the next 7 weeks. And it's going to be really interesting because we're going to ask you guys to kind of try and race to the finish. We're going to see who the best of the best in the community are. We are going to kind of have a leaderboard that tracks the first people that get 5 stars on every single map, on every single difficulty, when we release it on a weekly basis to really kind of show that you proved your mastery and that you're one of the badasses in the DD2 community.
So the details of kind of so just to expand upon that a little bit, our amazing IT professional Discord Lord Ice has been the one kind of building and setting up this leaderboard. So it's kind of one of our stretch goals for this patch. But he's confident that we'll have it up for the patch launch, and I have seen kind of like a working prototype of it right now. But what we're going to aim on doing is we'll literally have the leaderboard set up for we're going to give rewards to the top 10 people on each platform that hit the maximum number of stars in a given week. And the week it'll start when we launch the patch, which will most likely be on Wednesday. There's some I'm not going to do 100% on the date right now, but we're aiming for Wednesday of next week. So hopefully that's when it will be coming out. We're just making sure, the console certifications and all that goes through smoothly. So our target date for this patch is next Wednesday. And then obviously it will be on a weekly basis. So then on the Wednesday following that, we'll parse out. We literally save the top 10 people to hit that current cap of stars before the next unlock. And then it'll start again, right? Then it's the next level, and then who hits that maximum first again, the top 10 each platform. We'll talk about specifics of kind of the rewards and stuff, probably a little more in the patch notes when we launch those, because we're still kind of trying to determine, I guess, the best way of rewarding you guys for being awesome with Mastery Mode. So we'll post more specifics when we launch the patch and put out the patch notes and do our blog thing that we always do. But yeah, so literally every week we're going to kind of have a race event for Mastery Mode completion, and we will be saving on every platform the top 10 players that hit it first. And then we'll be giving out some sweet stuff. So that's kind of it for Mastery right now. We're going to start kind of getting into talking about Flair. So we're going to say goodbye to Mark for a little bit and hello to Lalta. He's going to be hopping in. Thanks for joining us, Mark.
Yep. Guys, I'm really excited about it, and I hope you enjoy it too.
He's not really excited. He's lying.
He's really
He's
not
a liar.
I don't read the forums either.
Yeah, he doesn't read any forums or any feedback.
Stays away from those.
He just ignores everything the community says, doesn't build content to what anyone wants.
He runs away.
Just a lone wolf.
I thought he was going to sit between us, and he just
I know. I thought we were going to get snuggly, but I guess not. This is a little awkward now because I was really excited, and now I'm sad.
Cry myself to sleep.
But anyway, so let's move on to Flair. So Eric's going to show us a little bit of kind of what Flair is. I'll tell you a little bit about the system. There's not a ton to explain about it. It's just it's a little different from, so we have our regular accessories, which most players are kind of familiar with, which were pieces that kind of swap out either a default look of a hero or a costume, maybe a couple different looks that you can get. But Flair is another system built on top of that, where it's kind of what I always wanted as a player, where you can apply different looks to any costume and any like outfit, and they'll be there and available and look sweet, and you can mix and match and play with looks. So obviously this is like kind of the first iteration of all the Flair that we're launching. We'll be adding way more pieces in the future, but this is kind of like the first release of it. And Flair's kind of interesting. There's some that we're going to launch. Some will be available for premium price on the Emporium. There's some that are earnable through Mastery Mode.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually 2 full sets that are earnable through Mastery Mode. And so you get those with gameplay. You do not pay for those. And then we're also going to have kind of our Halloween set, which I think Eric can show off a little bit. It's going to be a seasonal set. We'll have it. We're going to have 2 different packs available with this patch launch. We're going to have the Halloween Party Pack, which is kind of all the like Halloween themed masks that actually look super creepy. My favorite is the clown mask. I thought it was
best.
I actually thought it was the lamest in the concept phase, and then it was like the spookiest.
It's
in game.
It's nightmare fuel.
It is nightmare fuel. I'm just gonna say Depth Lord with the clown mask is probably one of the most terrifying outfits. But anyway, so we're gonna have an in-game Emporium pack of all the masks, and then available on the various storefronts on Steam, Xbox Live, PlayStation Network. We'll also have the kind of we're calling it the Bundle of the Beast, which is all our Hellion Flair pieces, as well as some unique Halloween regular accessories for the base 4 heroes. And that'll be available on storefronts for kind of like different Halloween sales and stuff like that. But again, you can kind of acquire them. You can acquire them for free. You can acquire them for for gems. It's kind of, there's gonna be pieces and things for you to play with. So I hope you guys will be excited about kind of this new system, and definitely give us your feedback. Tell us kind of what you think about being able to mix and match looks on different costumes and stuff. We definitely want to hear it, and honestly, like even maybe some ideas for what would be like cool things to add. We'll definitely keep an eye out for that. We're building out a lot of content when it comes to this system, but we're excited for you guys to kind of see the first rollout of it. So yeah, what do you think about Flair, Alec?
I know after I saw the, what do we put? The clown mask on, I think the Huntress? Oh no. I couldn't handle it. It's too much.
It's giving us too many nightmares.
It really is. Like,
I think Eric's favorite is this cackling like fire mask.
oh,
Were we able to
so
add
good.
sounds to that? Do you know? Like I can't remember. So our sound designer, who is and composer and everything, our sound guy, has been around forever. I think he was trying to put some like creepy little cackles to match the animations on this. This is kind of our bling Flair. It's animated, it's got VFX, it's just crazy fireness.
It's got, doesn't it have the crazy eyes as well?
It's got crazy eyes like
Oh my
wiggling
gosh.
around and stuff. It's creepy and amazing, so I'm all about it. But yeah, we just hope these are kind of cool things that you get to play with and kind of make a custom look. We really want to work on kind of giving players more avenues of making more unique looks for not only like one hero, right, but your entire deck of heroes. Like you can make a look that kind of works across all of them and make a custom look that you like. So yeah, I mean, we're going to be adding way more of these things for free and for purchase.
Ooh.
And I just want to emphasize that like we're giving out a bunch of different free Flair through gameplay, which is pretty sweet because we don't offer really like costumes through gameplay right now, but there are going to be a lot of these Flair available through gameplay, so that'll be kind of fun. So do we have anything else that we kind of did for Halloween? You want to tell us a little bit about just the in-game Halloween stuff, I guess? Oh, that does look really dope.
Oh.
What? That was sweet.
It's one of the Master Modes ones.
Oh.
You gotta earn that to look awesome. Yeah, we've got
Yeah, there we go.
you'll hop in and you'll notice that your private tavern.
Nope. No. Oh, what's that one?
Oh
The other
no.
Master
What's
Mode.
that one? Huh. Wonder how you get that.
I like his. Oh, what's
maybe we should switch off of that.
Maybe.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that one is.
Huh.
Don't rewatch that.
Don't watch this Devstream.
We're gonna cut that.
Yeah, we're gonna go back and
just get it out of there.
that one out.
Don't worry about that one.
That was weird.
I don't think that one would look cool with the.
We're gonna take it out right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
That wasn't even good.
No, it wasn't even good. Whatever.
We'll get rid of that. But no, with the Halloween event, we've also got obviously the mask pack that we just showed on stream. Also, you'll hop in and notice things look a little bit different. As always, our artists make things look fantastic. So here in Marketplace, you already hop in a little bit darker. Some nice little setups to celebrate.
There also was a bug with the spooky maps. Were we able to fix that in time?
Ooh.
You remember with the secret?
I think we did.
I think we fixed the secret.
Confirm.
All right, so not 100% confirmation that we fixed the secret,
Was that
and I'm not going to reveal what the secret
Was that
is.
the secret
because it's,
okay.
I mean, it's a secret,
Yeah.
so I'm not going to say what it is. But there was a secret on the spooky maps that broke because we kind of changed it from 6 waves down to 5. So I think we fixed it in this build. We'll have to find out, kind of get confirmation.
So you have
on
a spooky boss with a
spooky
event.
We're trying to kind of make sure the Halloween stuff is working for kind of our Halloween event. It's mostly decorations and some fun stuff to wear. We didn't do like the I know previous years we did like the spooky maps and stuff like that. We held off on doing the levels and stuff because there's some future content that the majority of the team is busy with, which we will be revealing and hinting more very soon about what that is. But so I also wanted to kind of, I guess we can move into the question and answer part, but I kind of just wanted to give like a little spiel about future stuff for DD2. So I just wanted to emphasize, like, obviously Mark was very excited about Mastery Mode. I know a lot of community members are kind of like, well, when I beat Mastery Mode, like, what do I do? I just want to re-emphasize, there is going to be a system in which having Ascension levels will be good. I'm not going to reveal more than that.
Might be great.
But, I mean,
maybe
it'll be good. It won't be, like, amazing. All right, it might be a little amazing.
A little amazing.
But it is beside the point. Or is it? Maybe it is the point.
Maybe.
Anyway.
We're all over the place. I don't even know.
All the XP and Ascension that you have will be useful.
Mm-hmm.
It will definitely be useful in kind of the upcoming thing we're making. And then also these hyper shards and rewards from challenge modes. Mostly the hyper shards are going to be extremely valuable in the future content that we're making, and honestly the different like mixes of shards and stuff that you can do. We are kind of building out our content with that in mind and with that balance in mind. Mark's been doing kind of a very good job of tweaking numbers and stuff with some of our more senior design members to make it kind of fit within the greater scheme of the game. And again, just to mention, Trials is still going to be the primary way to get gear and get gear upgrades. We know it's not the optimal experience right now, but there's a lot of like changes that we're exploring to the loot system. So there will be some changes coming soon, and there will be some fixes coming soon in an update. They're not going to come out right now because we haven't we're still kind of exploring options and making sure we're picking the one that feels the best. So we're still working on it, but it'll definitely come out. We know it's not great right now, but it is definitely something we're actively working on immediately. And so some fixes will definitely be rolled out, and we'll continue to make it better. We know it's kind of like a point of contention for a lot of our community members right now. They're not digging the Trials loot progression or the surfacing of the loot progression and stuff like that. So there's a lot of specific things we've been listening to based on the feedback, and honestly just experiencing internally. Like when Alec was starting up, he was playing through the new progression. A lot of you guys watched him do it live on stream a lot of those times.
Yeah, most of the time.
So I mean, we've had some first-hand in studio feedback about the loot progression from some of our new design members, and obviously from Lalta. So it's helped kind of reinforce a lot of the stuff you guys have been saying. So we're working on it hard right now, and we'll be improving it very soon. So I wanted to kind of get that was kind of the first main topic I wanted to talk about a little bit. We're going to get into Q&A a little bit. I wanted to, there's some like bigger questions from the community that I wanted to reiterate and address, like the where's endless mode. It's not going to be called endless mode. It's not going to be called onslaught. We'll figure out a cool name for it. But we're definitely working on a new kind of end game mode progression thing. I don't want to spoil too much. Like it'd be so hard to just like reveal everything.
Is it butt slot? Is that where we're going?
Butt slot. That's right.
That's what
Trendy Friday Fun, right?
Yeah, that's what they like the most. I feel like
butt slot. That's right.
We'll put that in.
That'll be an official name.
There we go.
Yeah, Sony and Microsoft will be cool with that.
I think they're good on that.
No. But anyway, we're still hard at work on endgame mode and endgame systems to accompany said mode. So it's really there's gonna be like a bulky, I'm gonna go ahead and say most likely before the end of the year. And I think that's the closest timeline I'm gonna give right now.
It's a tall order.
It's a tall order. So I'm just gonna say before the end of the year right now. So actually we're kind of like in the end chunk of the year. But so that's also kind of saying it won't be very long from now. But you know, it might be coming. It might be interesting. It might be amazing. I might be personally contributing to said design of the mode just a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. Well, you know, whatever. But yeah, so anyway, we're working on really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And we can't wait for you guys to see it. Mastery mode, all the current game state has been kind of thought about while we're building stuff out, changing loot, adding mastery mode. We really want to add more gameplay variety to the game. We really want you guys to have different things to do while you're playing. And you know, like right now it's just trials. We don't want it to be just trials. We want it to be like a bunch of different things you can do and play in different ways and, you know, really experience our game with different content. So that's the ultimate goal, is to give you a lot more variety in what you're playing with the game. And so that's really what we're working on. One thing we didn't address with the mastery mode, kind of the hyper shards, was what about inventory space and inventory concerns?
Yeah.
Do you want to answer that? Or you want me to answer that?
Well, so I think this is a good question for you to answer.
Is it?
Well, maybe not.
I don't know.
There's some concern with, you know, selling things. Obviously, when you sell a piece of gear that has stuff in there, so we've already sprinkled it on the forums a little bit. But when you sell your gear, it'll unequip your shards, so it doesn't sell the shards for you anymore.
Huge quality of life upgrade there.
You know how many boot shards I've lost completely because
like those aren't times Isom, rest in peace, would sell his shards away.
Yeah.
We called it
every time.
Isom
Yeah,
handicap.
I was gonna say there's a reason it's named that. So
we should put that in the patch notes. Isom handicap added to game.
Nope, real quick.
Yeah, I gotta make a note real quick.
There we go.
Added Isom handicap. We did it.
But there was also concern about what happens to shards if your inventory's full and you sell a piece of gear. Where do those shards go?
Into the ether, man.
Okay.
They're just gone forever.
Oh well.
No, I'm just kidding. They're not. I'm pretty sure they just go to the scavenger. So you still have to make sure if you sell a piece of gear and you don't have room for all the shards, just double check on the scavenger. Again, the scavenger is probably not the best like overflow item management system. We will be working on like improving those kind of systems later, probably after this
big
thing happens. You know, but it's definitely something we're still working on. Is kind of inventory, quality of life, and features, and making that better.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of different things we're working on to change that. They'll be coming out probably, you know, next year-ish, early next year for some of those. There might be some in this upcoming update, but I don't think anything huge. We'll be doing some significant system work after we do kind of this bigger update thing that I'm not gonna tell you about yet.
But it's coming. Before the end of the year,
Before the end of the year, most likely.
Most likely. Ooh, we went from a maybe
I'll drop a most likely
to a most likely. Oh my gosh. That's whatever. I don't.
This is too much.
That's a DEFCON level. I don't.
Let's go to questions from the community.
All right. So people want to know, how can you tell what your ascension's capped at whenever you're in mastery?
Ooh, that's a good question. I have no idea. How can you do that, Eric?
We were unable to get anything in for it. So currently,
so
you'll be able to tell by the effects from the ascension.
So you'll only be able to look at your stats and stuff.
Yeah.
And just kind of guess.
I think like
maybe we'll add in some surfacing.
We're working on.
After. Oh, okay. We're still adding in that feature.
Yeah.
I guess we weren't able to get it in for the patch launch because we had to send it in. We have to send it in early for cert and all that stuff. So it'll be coming out soon, but we'll surface it better.
Yeah, and there are like for at least like the Chaos 1 stuff, which you'll be seeing, like there are stat caps for certain things, like your like flame auras, for example. They'll be stacked. I think are capped at like 10% crit. I think it's somewhere around there. So it's like, you know, you might
the
have
caps and stuff will change based on the chaos level.
So you might have everything maxed out or whatever, but it's not gonna. You're not gonna be able to just like power through it via that. You'll have to actually put strategy into what you're doing. Let's see here. Will there be Ascension leaderboards?
Maybe. That's something we're working on. We don't have a clean way to do it, honestly. Right now, it actually pulls a lot from our servers, and it's kind of expensive to keep up to date and running. It's actually more expensive than our scores and our stars leaderboard that we're planning on. So I sent a bunch of the community and marketing team. We're figuring out how to do it technically still. So we're still working on it. Just won't be out yet.
Let's see here. Danny had.
We're having technical difficulties with the Ascension. That's like the easy way of saying it.
Yeah.
It's like
just trying to figure out a way to make it work. Yeah.
Without like crushing us. Crushing our
we can just stay
dreams.
in over the weekend and go through everybody's Ascension and then just mark it. No, you don't want to do that?
No. I mean, you can do that. I won't.
What? We can stream that.
Oh, okay.
Now you want to.
Now I like it.
Okay. So Danny had a pretty good comment. He said we should run a Flair screenshot contest in the future, maybe.
He's not allowed to do comments.
He's putting them in there.
That's not how this works.
I was but people were liking it. So
he's not a community member.
Ooh.
I'm watching you, Danny.
Oh no.
I'm watching
you.
You work here. You're not allowed. These are community questions. Screenshot contest, though, that might be a good idea. It's almost like the marketing team had already thought of that for the future.
Yeah.
Oh,
I wonder.
That's all right. I'm bad at my job. Who knows? Love you.
Oh no. He's not going to talk to us anymore.
I know. He's going to. Dang Landry and Gersh darn it.
That's what he sounds like.
Yeah, I know.
That's
he's an Irish redneck now.
Yeah, I'm really impressed by your impression. Like you crushed it on the first go.
All right, next question.
Is Mastery easier solo or multiplayer?
Multiplayer. I know solo people are gonna be a little crusty buttsies.
Yeah.
But just being real, it's definitely easier multiplayer. Like
easier
especially with all like the weird. Yeah, it's just easier to
gear
manage
as
the
well.
threat and yeah.
Because basically, like,
we'll be real. It's easier with more people.
Yeah, there's certain requirements that require you to have like.
It's not impossible. I mean, maybe the higher level chaos ones are impossible without a group because they are tough. But the early level chaos ones, they're really significantly difficult for a solo group. But they really feel good in multiplayer. Honestly, it's kind of content that we build that's way. I guess not more tuned. It is a little more tuned for like a group setting. Yeah. But just like it just feels better to play with a group than like Trials does. It feels better to like coordinate and kind of handle different areas and be responsible for different things.
Yeah.
It's definitely probably the polar opposite of AFK gameplay.
Oh.
Just to set some expectations.
Yeah.
It is not going to be easy to AFK ever.
I tried. It didn't work. It did not work.
Didn't work.
I had to watch my city crumble before me.
But it is a really cool mode that'll get you to play differently, and it's definitely just a different experience in terms of kind of the gameplay experience and building and stuff like that. We are still focused on, again, we're stretching out the variety of the game, so there's more coming, and there's more coming soon. So I don't want you to think that like this is it for like 8 months for Dungeon Defenders 2. There's a lot more coming really fast.
Oh yeah.
We're in like super crank mode on a lot of like really sweet content adds for the game. And I know some people were even mentioning like, where are more maps? We might even be working on some new maps. I don't know. They might be pretty sweet. There might be some like brand new mechanics with some of these maps that weren't ever in the game before.
Oh, no.
Dropping them hot hints. I'm just saying they're gonna be dope, and I'm all about it.
You went from maybes to R's.
I mean, they are gonna be dope.
Oh no.
So I'm just gonna say it.
Wow.
But yeah, you know.
You just confirmed new mechanics though. You didn't confirm new maps.
I'll confirm new mechanics.
Okay.
That's fair.
We'll do a hard maybe on maps.
We'll do a hard maybe, a hard most likely
Hard
on
most
maps.
likely, yeah.
But then we'll definitely drop the definitely on new mechanics.
Let's see here. Can we buy the Halloween content with gems or just via Steam?
So the Emporium pack, the mask one is gems, and then the Flair one is on platform stores. It'll be on the Steam store, on PlayStation store, Xbox store. That'll be available for sale, I think, when the patch launches, something like that. I'm not 100% on the exact time those packs are going to go live, but that's where it's going to be posted, is on the storefronts. And we'll be posting stuff like we usually do, like, hey, this thing's out. We'll post on social media and all that kind of stuff to help just tell you when these things are.
Let's see here. Is Dryad going to have 2 pairs of wings with universal accessories?
Yes, and it's sweet. I had to kind of fight the artists a little bit on that one because they were like, it's going to look weird with 2 pairs of wings, and I think it kind of does, but I also think it's kind of cool. So I don't know. Yeah, she will. It doesn't swap out her current wings. Cool thing about the Flair actually is it reads your animations, and it will actually animate based on like whether you're jumping, running, turning. It reads what you're doing in the game and reacts accordingly with appropriate animations. So they're set up really cool. It's not just like Flair's sweet. It's not just static like we slapped on an accessory.
Yeah.
Right. It's like they actually have animations and look sweet, and VFX in some cases, and like look cool and respond to what you're doing. So it's pretty sweet.
Probably my biggest.
So yeah, double wings on Dryad. I guess double wings technically on Gunwitch for the little like backpack wings.
She'll have big wings this time.
Yeah,
grown up.
She'll get some grown up wings.
There we go. And kind of the biggest regret I think there is that pause isn't Flair.
That's
true.
true.
Universal accessory. But yeah,
Like should be a Flair.
What if there was later on a second corgi?
What if we had pause wings? I don't
Just-
know how that would work.
Just
The
2 corgis
floating
like laying
corgis,
with their
right.
like if they're laying on their side, they're in your back now. Oh my
And when
gosh.
you jump, they like bark or something. I'm about it. Let's do it.
It's gonna be 20,000 gems.
A pause belt.
Pause. Just
A corgi belt.
in like little dog biscuits like
Yeah,
going around.
perfect.
All right.
We did it.
It's there it is. That's prototype right
Confirmed.
there. So
I'm the concept artist now.
you can draw that real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. So mastery mode is just leaderboard challenges. I don't think that's
No.
what we're gonna do with that. It's more gonna be kind of a race, I'd say.
Well, just the event we're doing with it, right?
Right.
Is a race. That's like that's just added rewards. The mastery mode itself is kind of like it's similar to other games where you just get like stars on maps and you get awards for getting more stars. There's some like recurring awards that are part of that. I think gold and some loot from like the victory chest. That's just like if you beat the map, you get it. But there's a lot of like one-time rewards like ascension levels, hyper shards, Flair, gold. I think that we actually give out DMs too as one-time awards for getting a certain amount of stars. So it's just every player as they're filling up their star bar will be getting a ton of rewards. It's not just like a leaderboard race thing. That's just like a fun extra thing that we're doing on top of the game mode.
Yeah.
Is kind of like the race thing, but it's not. You don't have to do the race thing. All the sweet Flair rewards and stuff like that. That's all just in-game stuff for kind of just doing more of the mastery mode itself. So that's all in-game mode. Kind of just play it and you get sweet stuff from it.
Are we doing a hashtag for the giveaway stuff?
Oh.
We
I didn't even think about that.
kind of.
What should we call it?
We've got butt wings here.
Butt wings?
That one's coming up quite a bit.
I like butt wings.
Luscious Lalta.
Oh no.
Fart flappers.
Nope.
I kind of like butt wings.
Oh my god, this is the ugliest corgi I've ever seen.
Corgi wings, that could be one.
Corgi wings, I'm all about.
Oof.
Like, "Meh." But I gotta show you guys my dope ass corgi
Whoa.
because and don't they have like a little like midge
Dog's tails.
dog tail like yeah.
That's pretty good. Does he have eyes?
I should give him like really human eyes.
Oh no.
Like, corgi sama.
Oh no. Let's see here. See what we got here. People are all about butt wings right now.
All right, let's do hashtag butt wings.
All right, so get that out.
You got it's like he's got to do it.
Yeah. Hold on.
We'll do Bork. I'll show you guys my beautiful here. I'll hold it up on camera. This beautiful corgi for everyone to examine, saying Bork. I hope you like. This is my concept art. Dropping them hot concepts.
Ooh. Like
'Cause that's my job here.
It's concept art now.
Yeah, it's concept art.
You just
now.
keep adding.
I know. I'm just
responsibilities
like, doing
this stream. I'm surprised.
Like all the things. But we're giving out the Adept today, so the giveaway is for the Adept. We'll be giving out codes at the end of stream. That is this guy's job for this. So don't private message me. I'm not giving out codes. I won't give you anything. I'll actually just shame you publicly.
No.
I'm just
No.
I won't.
Please don't.
I don't.
All right.
This time.
Ooh.
But I might save screenshots for later to shame you publicly. I don't know. No, I won't. But yeah, so we'll be doing butt wings for now is the hashtag.
Yeah, so go ahead.
We'll roll kind of around the end of stream when we finish up, just kind of doing questions and all that stuff. So make sure you put it in the chat. I think it's case sensitive. Just make sure you're typing it right.
Oh, I turned that off.
Oh, you can turn that off? All right,
I'm-
perfect.
I'm not taking
You don't even
chances.
have to type it right.
You could scream it. I mean, you
If
could.
you
don't-
screamed it, it wouldn't get typed in chat.
Well, some people might have
That's a little weird.
voice to text.
I don't know. Voice to text, actually, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But would you make it one word? Wouldn't that space it out into 2 words and you have to edit it?
Not if
That
you
just
say-
sounds like a hassle.
Not if you say like betweens.
Nah, that's a hassle.
You could do
Betweens.
betweens.
Oh,
See?
see.
You just gotta hope there's double T.
Is
You gotta
that
really
the name
enunciate.
of the new wings?
The betweens?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Alright, so do we have any more questions from community?
We got
Ask some questions in chat. We are answering live.
Yes.
This is pre-recorded.
Let's see here.
I always love those streams that are like pre-recorded.
Oh no.
Ruined. They're not really answering questions.
They're not the real questions. So Landrin, why are you so great? The community wants to know, not pre-recorded.
Not pre-recorded at all. Wow. I can't believe anyone asked that.
Let's see here. Will you add anime girl masks with cat ear flares?
I mean, one day.
We could.
Let's be real.
We could just take all the
I mean, we are adding a kitty cat unicorn. I believe it's called a pernicorn mask.
Pernicorn.
That is part of the Halloween bundle.
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually an accessory for the base. It's not a flare.
Mhm.
It's an accessory for the base huntress outfit.
Ooh,
The pernicorn mask.
pernicorn mask.
It's pretty anime.
I like it. It's pretty kawaii.
But it's like it's our art style, but pretty like anime feeling.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's something.
Let's see here.
There you go. Look at that beautiful thing. Look at the sparklies on it. It's beautiful.
They can't see that. Only we
Switch it over.
can. They need to know.
They need to know. Okay. There
Oh
we
wait,
go.
there we go.
Super anime huntress.
She's ready.
She's ready.
You can tell.
You should put like a flare on top of the anime. Look, does that even look good?
Let's see here.
Oh, all right. I'm about it. Oh, that's terrifying. Good. Perfect.
There. That's
That's the look.
how it was meant to be.
Yeah. Joker huntress.
Is there double XP weekend this weekend? There is not that I know of.
There's not this weekend.
So,
We will be doing those in the future, just not this weekend.
yep.
This weekend we're getting ready for the patch launch, and you guys will be hearing more about that soon.
Yeah. They don't know when, do they?
Well, I said we're aiming for Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Are we gonna bring DD1 skins to the original or to the base 4 heroes? I don't think so. For DD2?
Not anytime soon.
Yeah.
We kind of have like a really full content pipeline for
Mhm.
the foreseeable future, but it's not off the table. I mean, maybe in the future. But I really liked the legendary skins that you got for doing the Crystalline Dimension DD1. So I'd be all about bringing back like the super, if you beat a Nightmare Hardcore Crystalline Dimension Super Armor adult version of the heroes. Like, I'm all about those costumes. So I'm definitely one that would want to bring those back. Or like Jetpack Ranger. Let's be real. Come on. We kind of did bring back one in spirit with EV2's the Mark III costume.
Mm-hmm.
So we're definitely not opposed to it. So maybe in the future.
And then one that was pretty good was, are Mastery Rewards randomized or earned in like a ladder sort of progressive way?
Mastery Rewards are not randomized. They are earned in a ladder progression. That's what shows up on the bar in the war table.
Mm-hmm. I think it's usually, it's like 10. Is it
I think
like
it's every
10?
10 stars.
And then the last one's 90 to 105. So you got a little bit of a stretch there.
On average, just about every 10 stars
Yeah.
you'll get some unique rewards.
So if you 5-star 2 maps, boom. You get a
Or
reward right
1
there.
star, 10 maps.
There you go. But you should 5-star everything forever.
5-star everything.
Let's see here. I'm not gonna have a luscious hair stream.
You should though, right?
I should. Is that just a shower? Is that what, I don't know what
Like-
I don't know what that is.
Is it just like hair products all stream? Is fashion
Here's
stream?
some Pantene Pro.
Trendy IRL
Yeah,
stream?
Yeah, like I don't. Revamp to bonus shard system to allow us to select the tier of shard. So is that like through
I don't know
the
what that
store?
means.
Yeah, I don't. That one's catch me a little bit. Any new updates on new heroes?
Maybe?
I feel like that one had a lot of heat on it. So
No comment. Barbarian. He'll come at some point. My favorite hero. We're still working on new heroes and stuff like that. They will be coming in the future. We're a little more focused on fleshing out kind of the core game experience post-campaign. So that's the immediate focus, and that's kind of these next couple updates are focused on that. Obviously, this update's focused on that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, then we'll be adding in more heroes and all the good, sweet content as usual.
Are we planning on making any other collaborations like with Terraria?
Maybe. That's actually a maybe. That's a hot maybe.
Ooh,
Ooh.
not even spicy, just hot.
I'm just
It's
saying,
the top.
we're always open to that kind of stuff, so I will drop the maybes. Because that was really sweet. It was a sweet event. It was really a pleasure to work with those guys. It's really fun to like make a trailer with them, work on kind of like content in our various games, see kind of watch each other's progress on the content that we made for in each game. It was really cool. I still love their like defense event that they made and invasions. It was super cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked building those crazy ballistas with my Squire costume outfit.
Let's see here. They want to. So we've kind of talked about this a little bit, but people have asked different ways of how are we going to handle kind of how shards are in inventory and whatnot. So we've received some feedback on at least on sorting for certain things, but I think when it comes to inventory with shard stuff, like you said earlier, that's kind of like something beginning of next year, just because a lot of people mention things like shard stacking and whatnot, and with that, there's already like.
There might be some little changes that
Yeah.
come sooner, but there's going to be like some bigger systemic changes that are being planned down the line.
Mm-hmm. And then kind of in the same boat would be something with like pets also. Like, so a lot of things that people have mentioned were kind of
Pets?
where like pet strength.
Oh,
Sorry.
we didn't even mention that for Matt's.
Oh, we didn't.
I blame Mark. Mark dropped the ball.
We need to bring him in here and shame
There's
him.
some golden pets coming
There
with
are.
Mastery. So that'll be sweet.
Yeah.
Pet system wise, that's kind of like another, I guess what's the word? Not extraneous, but like
It would take
it's
some-
another system
Yeah.
that's kind of like outside the realm of the area of the game that we're working on right now.
Mhm.
But we're definitely looking at possible like revamp of the
Yeah.
pet system as a future feature add.
Yeah, it's on the radar.
It's still on the plan.
Yeah.
It's just not like what's currently prioritized.
Yeah. Let's see here. So
A lot more people are unhappy about loot and game goals than they are about pets.
We want to get those knocked out first.
Just saying.
Let's see here. Slime Ranger DD2 collab.
Yes. I mean, no.
Trendy v Capcom. Some really good crossover suggestions here. Still waiting to hear back from Arby's.
That hot Arby's collab.
Yeah. There's some questions about kind of how like maybe certain pieces of gear that people have gotten in Farm 4 and C7 might not be as strong like Marks in C1. Like I think there's some concern there. I don't really understand the concern, but I'd say, I mean, I think things are going to be fine. I've gone through a handful of maps myself, and I haven't really, and I've got some Mark heavy builds, and I haven't ran into any issues.
Is the concern just with like the Mark relics themselves?
I think so. Like that's specifically what they were mentioning. Like with how things are capped, I don't think that you'll really run into an issue with something being like better than something else. If you're already above that, your stats are just going to be capped to an extent, right?
Yeah, certain defenses will definitely still work better with critical damage, regardless of the scaling. So I don't know. That's interesting though. I don't know how that would affect some of the setups that people have with crit damage.
And then let's see.
It doesn't like change the scaling on your defenses though.
Yeah.
But yeah, there might be some cases where you might want to like switch to a medallion or something. I anticipate there's going to be kind of like there's going to be a lot of changes to how people set maps up in mastery mode. So I guarantee you there's going to be some interesting combinations that you guys will find as players on how to like beat a map that we didn't even find internally.
Yeah.
So
Juice Bag is going to find it. It's going to give it
oh, you know,
to everybody.
Juice Bag will find like here's how to do all of them. I don't know. Except that won't even work.
Yeah.
One build won't work on all the maps. Sorry, Juice Bags. It'll be more than one video.
Oh, I'm sure he's not.
It's not like a bad thing.
He's not. I don't think
He's at least two.
You're like, oh, you might have to make more than one video. He's sitting there like,
no.
oh, I have stuff to do.
Darn.
Why would you do this to me? Let's see here. There's a lot of betwings coming in.
Last two questions. Let's do that.
All right, let's see here.
The final two.
Costume codes isn't a question. There are a lot of question marks with that. I'll give it to you. Let's see here. Oh, so I think this is a kind of a good question. So if you have like with our hyper shards, they're kind of playing off of, I don't know which ones we've talked about so far, but they're some of
defense power right now.
Okay, so like
mass destruction.
So yeah, people are just kind of like with two, like if you have mass destruction with normal destruction, kind of how does that play off of each other?
They'll stack.
Just stack. Are they additive or multiplicative? Yeah, that's a hard question.
No, Mark would know the answer to that.
So yeah, so if there are hyper shards that have a similar effect to something already, they do stack. They don't cancel each other out. So that's something really nice with the system. So I think it's a really good question.
And last question.
Let's see here. I'm looking for a good one. I want it to be a bad question. And
There's no bad questions, only bad people.
Oh no. Let's see here.
That's the saying, right?
Let's see what we've had coming in real quick. A lot of betwings. Will Flair work with the Corrupt Dryad? That's actually pretty good. I would imagine.
Yes.
So
yeah, well.
that one's pretty good because that's changing. How does that work with the Lava Mancer?
It slaps on the same way. And,
what happens
if Eric switched over, then we could see it. But yeah, it works.
And then how does that work with the Lava Mancer if he's underground?
There it is on the stream, real quick. It's the same deal. It's the same setup.
They're more guiding wings. There you go, midair. And then, I think this is a pretty good one. Are we gonna have? I know we had an issue with our compare with items on the ground.
That should be fixed for this update.
Yep.
Should be fixed.
Gonna put a hard should on there.
The most likely fixed with this update. We'll drop a hard most likely. There's a lot of bug fixes in this update, just kind of like all over the place. A bunch of different systems have been improved. I mean, like one of the examples of just the quality of life with the shards being removed when you sell gear. There's been a lot of like little matchmaking things that we've improved.
Mhm.
There's just a ton of kind of miscellaneous fixes and adds within this update. Obviously on Devstreams we talk about mainly the bigger feature parts of updates and stuff like that, but you'll just have to wait and see in the patch notes. Because again, I wish I could keep track of every individual tiny bug fix that goes in all these patches all the time, but I wouldn't be able to live.
You can just
if I
start
did
getting
that.
tattoos.
Just tattoo every bug fix
And then,
on my body.
And then after it comes
It's
out,
like
get
one patch, I'm like, my whole body.
Get a white tattoo over it.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That makes it a lot easier.
No, you're right. All right, so we're going to wrap up. Thank you guys for joining us on the stream. Hashtag buttwings for a chance to win the Adept. We'll be rolling the winners after the stream. Thanks for joining us for the Ancients Prelude Devstream. Hope you enjoyed the content we had for you today. Hope you guys are ready for Mastery Mode, because there's going to be a sweet leaderboard of rewards.
Oh my gosh.
But also for people that aren't interested in that, it's just a lot of extra cool stuff to get in game. So we're excited for you guys to see it, and thanks for tuning in. We'll have a Trendy Friday fun next Friday. Talk to you later.
Bye.